Hello, my friends. This is Bud Brown living in Dumaguete City, Philippines. Yeah, baby. I love it here. What a day today. Started off kind of rough. And I'm going to talk about some things that you may be interested in or not. But transferring money. It's kind of not controversial, but it's a popular topic here in the Philippines. How do I get money from my bank in the States? We were using different services, and the last one we used was called TransferWise. But they said that they had to block my account because my address in my address of my bank in California, which is in Central California, Citibank, was different than the address that I had given TransferWise. So they're very sensitive that things have to be exactly, I's crossed and T's dotted, so to speak. So to call the bank, I have to get up earlier here, and which I did, and I used Skype. So the first thing I asked when I contacted my local bank there, I said, I'm here in the Philippines, but periodically I go to California, and I need to change my address. Actually, I was using my little brother's address, which I have two brothers, as you may know. I have an older brother that lives here in the Philippines and a younger brother that lives in California, where I was born and raised. So he said I could use his address for the bank, because one time the bank froze my account, and it turns out that I had given them my mail forwarding address. The address of my mail forwarding company, which was a mailbox, but they forward my mail, and that's a no-no. Banks want your resident address. So I was kind of hesitating to tell them that I'm living here in Philippines full time, but I just said, you know what, I'm just going to tell the truth, let the cards fall where they may. So I said, actually, I don't have a house in the Philippines. Can I use my brother's address that lives there? Surprisingly, and fortunately, they said, yeah, sure. Just as long as it's a house, it's a residence. All right. So I gave him his residence, but what happened, he had moved. So that's where I thought the mix-up was from. TransferWise probably had his old address, and now when they checked my bank, they find out that they have a different address. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. So I told the bank I needed to give them my new address, which is my brother's new address. They said, you can't do that over the phone. She said, but if you, on your debit card or your credit card, on the back of it, it has international service, and they would take care of it for me. So I called the number in the back of the service using Skype, which, by the way, I'm very happy with it. If anyone is curious about communicating by video or by phone, we've used Skype since we've been here. It's been around 8 years now, so no problem at all. Now, I know some people use FaceTime, and they have what was it called? Magic Jack? That may still be around, I don't know. But anyway, we use Skype. So I called this number on Skype. I told the lady what I needed, but she needed to transfer me. Well, when she transferred me, it started going into the press 1 for English, and press 2 for this, and press 3 for that. and there was no option for me to just change my address of the bank. So I'm pushing buttons, and the recording comes up. Muchas gracias. Habrá un cliente o que sea en un momento. So I said, uh-oh. Somehow I pushed the Spanish button. So sure enough, when the operator came on, buenos días, ¿en qué puedo servirle? And I said, oh, lo siento, pero prefiero una persona que habla inglés. And the lady said, that's okay, I speak English too. Oh, okay. I feel comfortable in Spanish, but on the phone and with something that is important as this, I don't want to get anything wrong, so I prefer English, although I could chit-chat and, shuck and jive in Spanish, but I don't want any misunderstandings. So she spoke English, a little bit of a Spanish accent. So sure enough, I said, I want to change my address, my Citibank in California address. She said, no problem. All right. So I gave her my brother's, Paul, his new address. She said, that's what we already have on there. What? So I guess maybe the post office automatically changed the address to his new address. I don't know what happened. But that was a unnecessary step. So they already had his address, so that's that. Now I had to get back to TransferWise and give them the new address. But anyway, before I hung up, I said, I don't know if you can answer this, but I'm very curious where you're calling from. So I know you're probably from a Spanish-speaking country, but I'd just like to know where. She said, right now I'm in Guatemala, which is one country below Mexico. Oh, fantástico. Es la primera vez que encuentro a una persona de Guatemala. She said, oh, your Spanish is very good, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that made me feel good. And okay, thank you so much for your help. So that was taken care of. Now I try to call TransferWise. Not available. Got to wait till Monday. So, meanwhile, the way we've been taking money out, which is the worst and the least effective way, is just going down to the ATM and pulling money out. Normally, once a month on payday, when I'm a one-day millionaire, I use TransferWise or Remitly or Zoom at one time, and transferred $1,000, which is our monthly budget, more or less. Pick it up at one of the places you can pick it up here in Dumaguete, and that's that. But since can't get those services anymore because the address change of my bank, we have to do it's very convenient, but like most things that are convenient, like 7-Eleven, you pay for the convenience. So to pull out $1,000, I know a lot of guys are going to give me a hard time on this, but we're doing what we got to do for the time being. I put in my Citibank debit card. The ATM charges 250 pesos, that's $5 for each time you use the ATM. And you can only pull out $200. So, and the exchange rate, they exchange it from dollars into pesos, is not good. Normally it's about 50, 51, 52. I think with the ATM it may be 47, 48, I'm not sure, but so we get hit not only with the ATM fees, but with the low exchange rate and the limited amount of withdrawal. So, and you can only pull out 20,000 per day. So I pull out 10,000, that's $200 on one ATM withdrawal, and I put it in again and pull out another 10,000. So it's $5 per pop at a lower interest rate. Now I've got $400, and tomorrow or the next day I would do the same thing. But not only that, it gets worse. The Citibank in California charges me what they call a foreign service fee, $6. So for $200, I have to pay $5 for the ATM plus $6. That's $11 for the foreign service fee. So that's $11 for $200. Of course, that's $22 for $400. So we got to get this transfer-wise taken care of as soon as possible. But anyway, I got the money that we needed. Gloria had to go pay some bills, and then I talked to my friend Tom. I said, "Hey, where do you want to have coffee this morning?" He says, "Go to Jollibee's." So went there. I got there first, so he said, "Hey, can you get me a coffee while you're in line?" "Yeah, sure, no problem." So here's the thing with Jollibee or any of the fast food, even McDonald's here. You can't complicate the order, because they're trained to just do something a certain way, and that's it. No deviation from the standard order. Well, because Jollibee does not, this particular one that I go to, does not have a free coffee refill, I normally order 2 coffees. So, they have a little cup, like a mug cup, and then they have these paper cups. Well, the paper cups, needless to say, are more insulated. So while I'm waiting, while I'm drinking my cup of coffee from the mug cup, the insulated cup is waiting. And I like my coffee hot, real hot. So that was the plan. So with Tom, I said, I want to have 4 cups of coffee total, 2 in a regular cup and 2 in a paper cup, like to go. So I look over there. I saw her getting 4 regular mugs, and I said, no, just 2. But I want it in a paper cup, like to go. So she brings over 2 coffee cups, like to go, in a paper cup, and I said, no, I wanted 4 total. She starts again. No, I want the other 2 in a regular coffee mug. So she said, oh, we're out of coffee. Can you wait 5 or 10 minutes? Yeah, no problem. So I take my tray, I go to the table, and I'm looking. Here I'm sitting with 2 cups of coffee, 1 for me and 1 for Tom, but they're in the insulated cup while we're waiting for the other cup to come. So I'm thinking, this is just the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted to be drinking out of the cup while the insulated cup is waiting because it's insulated. So we went ahead and drank out of the cup. Of course, before we got finished with that cup, we got about down halfway. Then they brought the other cups in the mug. So ruined my whole plan. But you just cannot get upset about something like that. It's kind of funny, and it's it's something that somehow I want to get upset, but I can't get upset. And it reminded me of a fellow I was at McDonald's one time. I saw him trying to explain his order to this cashier, and he said, "I'd like to have the Egg McMuffin." He said, "But muffin is so hard that my teeth are sensitive. Can you put a hamburger bun on the Egg McMuffin?" Anybody who's been here in the Philippines for a while, including me, is thinking, that's not going to happen. He took a long time to try to explain it. He didn't have to explain about his teeth hurt. It just, no matter what you say, it deviates from the regular menu. What the heck? It's a cat, I think. But anyway, So I went and sat down, and I saw him, and just as I was leaving, I said, I'm not sure you're going to get that order straight, so just be prepared, because he hadn't been there that long. He just got here. So when he got his order, he came over to me, he saw me sitting down, he'll say, you'll never guess what my order is. And I said, you just got a regular egg muffin with the English muffin? He said, yeah, they didn't change it at all. So I guess what I'm saying is that you got to roll with the punches. You know, these employees are trained to do things a certain way, and that's the way they do it. So, you know, it's not worth getting upset or yelling or getting your blood pressure up. It's just not worth it. You know, so, and they're just working for pennies, you know, so, oh, but I want to tell you the good part that ended up. So I'm not, on my way home, I was almost here and I looked, I saw a Chinese restaurant. What? So I told Royce, I'm going to just go in there for a minute. Went in there, Filipina came out. I said, this is a Chinese restaurant? Yeah. I said, is the owner, yung may-ari, Chinese ba? Is the owner Chinese? She said, yeah, he's Chinese. Oh, I said, I'm studying Chinese. So I looked and I see the man there. I said, 你是中国人吗? He said, sure, sure. Oh, so he comes out and I'm just stuttering and stammering. When you first learn the language, you have to be prepared to just, you know, say what you can, the best you can. And so we talked and I met him, and he's from Beijing of all places. I mean the capital, which I'm wondering now, a lot of times when you say people are from China, they know that most people know where Beijing is and Hong Kong and Taiwan, but outside of that we don't really know. So I don't know if he was really from Beijing or it's just what he said. But anyway, I met him and I said, I'll be back now that I know you're here. Okay, very good. 再见, 再见. So, oh man, I was on top of the world when I came home. So anyway, I just wanted to share that trials, tribulations, frustrations, and little bits of happiness here and there. So till next time, catch you later. Bye-bye.